Not a flattering count.
At least we have some color.
Yeah, lots.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jason. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, James, Jason.
Surprised you have time to meet here, Charlie. You've been so busy with that park.
Hey, there's no more wood chips. I'm out of wood chips. I got nothing to do.
Nice. Looks beautiful, man.
Thanks.
I actually hung out on one of those benches. I didn't realize they had springy backs, and I was like, "Whoa!" But it's great. It's
Yeah.
really actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the high school made those.
Yep. Good old Ed Moonahan, the shop teacher with those guys. Yeah. Definitely something the city of Oak Ridge should be proud of, though. It's a cool park.
It's got potential.
We've got the air conditioner running in here. Is that bothering anyone sound wise?
I can't hear anything.
Great. So Kevin and I will survive.
Anybody know if Linda's gonna make it today?
Did she say, was today her birthday? Or was that from a previous meeting?
I think it's a previous
That was a
meeting,
previous meeting, okay, yeah.
but I know, I think she's talking about going out of town, but yeah, I wasn't sure if she was gonna.
Did you guys get that email she sent out about the track tickets?
Yeah, I did.
Awfully nice.
Yeah, it is. Travel Lane County, I think, or something.
I'm not too surprised, to be honest, because 'cause I have a house near there, and it has not been as busy as I thought it would be. With traffic.
Oh yeah. I went down there a couple days ago, and yeah, it was a little busier, but not too bad. I agree. I thought it was going to be a zoo, you know. And I was like, oh boy, here I am going down in Eugene during the World Championships, you know. Well, it wasn't that bad.
I think Linda has quite a few items on the agenda, or she put the items on it, so I expect she'll be here.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't have time to set up in the conference room. Pretty small.
Even if I can't be seen, that's right.
I'll move these two. Oh, here's Linda. Hi, Linda.
Howdy.
And
Jason.
We got
it's official now that Linda's here. It's officially a meeting.
Oh, come on.
Bobby Whitney too. She's just out of range.
Oh, Bobby's there. Oh, didn't notice.
Yeah.
Welcome, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
It's been a long day.
Oh, now I hear you.
Well, let's see. We're at 5 after, so I guess we can probably start. Got quorum.
Let's do this.
Go. I'm not seeing anybody else that needs to come in. If you guys notice somebody trying to get up on here. Cool. I kind of had a public comment come in today from Sharon. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce her last name. Birch. Yeah, what Bobby said. She wasn't able to make the meeting, but she thought it might be something the committee might want to talk about. She's concerned about the weeds growing around the community garden. So I talked to Robert about that, and his understanding is that the city will weed whack the easement section, basically from the houses to the community garden, but anything in the community garden is responsibility of the community gardeners. I actually haven't been down there in a while, so I haven't seen it myself. I don't know if there's just less people gardening these days, and if we're not taking care of the garden itself, or I don't know. 'Cause my understanding of the trade-off is the city would provide, water for free in exchange for gardeners weeding in the actual community garden. And the city just whacks when they can, 2 to 3 times a year. Similar to OIP, but we'll get to that on the agenda as well.
It's just a very weedy year.
This is a weedy year, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I don't want to jump ahead or anything, but I know that the topic is that specific area, but if you look around the city, there are plenty of spots that could be commented on, and whether they're city responsibility or individual property owners, I think, an even-handed response here would be good.
Yeah, so I can address that to some degree. I know the way the police department has worked with these issues is that, it needs to be reported to them, and the reporting party needs to be willing to testify, because obviously the judge needs to be able to hear from somebody that, yes, it was like this, and it was like this, whatever, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, hasn't been mowed. Which I know scares some people off because they don't want to be seen as tattling on their neighbors. But, well, it's kind of like with a crime, you need a victim, so you kind of need a complaint to assess those fines. And we're just so shorthanded, we're not going to drive around as police officers and get everybody, because that would be a full-time job for somebody to do that, and it can also just be seen as being arbitrary. They'll say, "Oh, you're picking on everybody on Highway 58, but not other people." So spread the word if there are concerns you're hearing from people. Call the police department, but they have to be willing to make a complaint. But I know Val has been issuing a lot of warnings for now with 2-week deadlines typically.
Yeah, I share the same sentiment as Linda and Charlie. It's one of those things. You guys got to take care of it. Hopefully there's somebody there to take care of it. Kind of like what we're going to talk about with the OIP, I guess. But I know people are just spread thin, and the enforcement of that is pretty tricky. So.
Well, I'll probably go check out the community garden tonight, just because I haven't been down there in a while, and then I'll get back to Sharon. I guess she's got her house is close to community garden, and she does a lot of the watering. It's volunteer, so we'll get to that. But I do know the public works is shorthanded as well. Said they're getting to that easement section again. They're aware of the problem, so hopefully they'll get there. No public comment because nobody else is on here. So we can go forwards towards the old business, the somewhat new business. The Banner Park updates. Linda, do you want to address that?
Yeah, sure. And I'd probably just hand it directly over to Charlie. He's been doing the lion's share of the work. So go ahead, Charlie. Tell him where we are.
Yeah, okay. So all the all the gravel paths are done. Irrigation system is mostly done except for one section of drip line that needs to be installed. And otherwise, the irrigation controller is all hooked up and programmed and watering every morning on the areas that already have drip line on. And everything seemed to be working just fine. right now we're out of wood chips. I used the last of the wood chips yesterday. So I asked Robert for more. And he said he would do it when he would bring some when had a chance. So that's basically it for the summer. Basically just the one drip line and spreading wood chips mulch over that section.
And it's open.
And it's open, all the fencing is down. Yeah,
It's a great
Yeah,
place
I
to, a great place to hang out.
I would just add that it looks so beautiful and it's really striking as you drive by. So really appreciate all your artistry and hard backbreaking, digging and working.
yeah.
That's a
Moving
lot.
gravel.
Show us your bicep. Come on.
Yeah.
It happened so fast. You did such a good, yeah.
So fast. Oh, I thought it took forever.
No, it happened quick. Once that gravel got out of there, it
Yeah.
happened quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just add a couple of things. Charlie and I and Heather Bewley are gonna try to get together maybe sometime this week and just talk about a short-term and long-term stewardship plan so that, you know, there's some community involvement and upkeep to some of the small details, like just observing, you know, did the kids ride through there and tear up the gravel paths? Do they need to be smoothed out? And, you know, is there a weed to pull, different things like that. And try to get a little wider range of volunteers to pitch in and stuff. And then we'll do some fall planting of the native species to fill in where the wood chips are. And I think we have, I don't know, $1,100 left or something when the dust settles. So we have plenty of money to buy some plants and maybe add some enrichment to the soil and whatnot. There might be a few other things we need to purchase, but that's kind of where the money's going to go. And then I asked Bear Mountain Electric to do another bid on the electric vehicle charging station. And they'll probably hand that over sometime later this week. And then we can see where we are with Lane Electric. They were waiting for city government to kind of settle down and find its place. And so we'll open that conversation again. And then we have a kiosk that we would like to put in, and it was not in the signage and wayfinding plan because this park didn't exist when that plan was written. So I asked Alpine Stream, which is the contractor that put together the other signs throughout the city, to think about something that we could do. And so Gabriel said that would cost about $10,000. And so it would be, of course, beautiful and everything. But one thought I had, which I wanted to run by this committee, is whether we might want to approach the city council with a request for maybe $5,000 from the RTMP to construct that and then do some fundraising for the other 5 to match. And some of the fundraising can be from, you know, the banks or Lane Electric or some other entities that might be able to lay down a larger bill on that one. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, 10 grand for those signs. That's some money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I asked Grace, you know, hey, Grace, what do you think? And she said, well, those large monument signs at the parks, they cost about $12,000 each. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'd want to match. Basically, the concept is matching the signage that we have already existing throughout the other city parks.
To sort of get it in that genre, I don't know about an exact match, but yeah, we try to make it look like it's in the family.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a smaller version we could do, or I wonder.
Yeah, you know, we have to kind of evaluate what it is we want. I sent Mr. Clevenger, the photos and sort of a concept. The one that's in the signage plan is a two-sided kind of big rectangle thing on a, I think it has the rocks on the bottom. And then there's a smaller version, just one panel. And then there are a couple of examples of a sign that I found in Moab, Utah. And it's a three-sided unit with locking cabinets, so you can interchange, change out the material that is displayed. And what Gabriel was thinking was solar lighting, some wood post as a pedestal, a single pedestal rather than rocks around the bottom, and then a angle iron, black angle iron to sort of match the motif of the other signs.
Yeah, I like the idea of panels that you change out information on.
Mhm.
It's going to be a permaculture garden, right? And such.
Well, we do have
And then,
we buried some logs in there, so.
yeah, it could also be a source of, I guess, community information, like a kind of a sort of a, I don't want to say not like Raise or anything like that, not community board, but something like just, yeah. Well, maybe, I don't know.
So, sounds like people want to have a little more discussion about the content and the look and the price, kind of everything.
Yeah, I think so. I think we kind of need to trim it back a little bit, be a little more realistic. If you can find a real, a real need for the information, or if you can maybe explain what kind of information you really want to have there,
Sure.
I think that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
'Cause
Yeah,
we don't want to duplicate stuff that like Jason says at Ray's, or the information that's at City Hall, which is just down the street. So, I mean, if there's some unique information that should be, conveyed to residents and visitors, then
mhm.
that's what I'd like to see.
Okay.
One thing that kind of goes under the radar is the uptown self-guided tour, right? To find all the buildings with plaques on them. I mean, that's really only on the website.
Right. It'd be good to promote that a little more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually just found a bunch of the old maps from the walking tour. But of course, some of those buildings aren't there anymore. But they're neat. There's a whole box of them under the council, the old council chambers.
Wow, that's quite a find because they've been out of print for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
walking tour would be cool. Yeah, information.
yeah, the panel in Moab, it has a downtown map, a regional map, and then a what they put on theirs was safety and local events, and you can really kind of adapt it to your location. And there really is very little tourist information posted anywhere. There's nothing that I'm aware of on Highway 58 that's a walk-up kiosk where you can say, what am I doing? Where am I? What is there to do around here? There's nothing like that except in Greenwaters Park, and not everyone stops there. So in a business district, you would want people to know, well, where is everything? And then what's my orientation? Where am I in the world, And then show me something interesting about this place.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I really like that concept.
Well, it sounds like a little more detail, which I can send out to this committee. And then Councillor Whitney, do you have any thoughts about what we're talking about with asking for money?
The only thoughts I have was agreeing that we might want to pare down the requested amount that we're originally suggesting, but I really like the ideas of finding ways to have panels so we can promote businesses and, you know, just what you were talking about.
Sure.
And what's available and something about our community would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I know we constantly are tapping the school and the shop program, but maybe they could potentially do something for us as well.
I think we'd obviously want to include the, what do you call them? Not a URL, but whatever you take a picture of with your phone.
QR code. Mhm.
Yeah, QR code, yeah.
Yeah, great, great.
21st century.
Yeah, that way we can change it as businesses change or whatnot, or hours change. Follow their phones.
And maybe we get the Chamber of Commerce involved in this.
Well, another partner that we could tap is Lane County Economic Development. They printed those brochures that are kind of the replacement of the Open for Business brochure. And they did the graphics and everything. So I was thinking of asking Jenna Cusimano to, you know, see if her department could help us out a little with some of the technical work and review the mapping and things like that. And if you guys feel like the price is way too much, we can just kind of get our concept in mind and then look for some grant funding rather than do fundraising or ask the RTMP committee to consider this.
I feel like RTMP would be more apt to consider it if we have other money to go with it. So,
Right, a match.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna, if that marijuana dispensary goes in, I was gonna tap them as a friendly gesture. And then I have a call into First Tech because their staff told me they were looking for ways to be involved in the neighborhood and the community. So trying to get some foundation money. And, you know, as people go by and comment on the park, you know, we don't have a handy way to translate that into a donation, but I think there are quite a few people in the community that appreciate the improvement and they may be willing to convert that to a cash donation.
Do you have a plain David platform for them, or?
I couldn't quite hear Kevin's comment.
Yeah, I was just saying that, you know, do you have an online payment platform that they can use to make the donations?
Well, we are the city, so I guess with I don't know what to call you, Mr. Clevenger or James or and Councillor Whitney here, you know, it's like you know, Charlie and I have been working as volunteers on city property, so the ownership is really the city and the citizens. And so you asked me what we have. Well, it's all of us. I don't know. What do we have? I guess there's a payment method for your water bill. So
I don't know if they take donations.
yeah, a little touchy subject there on the
Yeah.
handing money over to the city. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll get some petitions going.
Be great if the QR code could hook them into a, you know, a monthly payment like NPR. Just $1 a month forever.
Yeah.
Painless, absolutely painless. You'll like it.
Less than a cup of coffee.
We'll bring you a bouquet of flowers from the community garden. They're beautiful.
There we go.
We can give them handbags or something. Yeah.
So do we know who bought Banner Park or Banner Bank?
Yeah. It's in the planning commission packet. The ownership is La Moda dispensary. They're out of Portland. They have 22 locations around Oregon.
The dispensary is still in.
What are we doing now?
No, we're talking about.
I know that, but I mean, say,
We're counting dispensaries at the moment. I'm not sure.
happy spot, man.
I think Oak Grove is gone, or are they still around, or they haven't been open the last
Green Oak,
6 months? Yeah, Green Oak, yeah.
they're gone. Anyway, I'm pretty much done. I probably forgot something, but I don't want to spend all the time on this one thing. So I know there was a lot of other stuff on the agenda, so.
Yeah, and that dispensary will be discussed tomorrow. Planning Commission,
Right,
there's forums. That's still up in the air.
right.
Okay,
Sorry. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna move on to the next topic unless there was more.
I personally just want to thank Linda and Charlie for doing all this work, and it's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Okay, Diamond View Park. Anybody want to take status on that?
Just one thing, somebody is beating the downspout flat.
Yeah, that has been an issue, that the vandalism has gone way up in Diamond View Park, despite the fact it's within view of the police chief, and he does try to keep an eye on it. The stuff that's been going on recently is, breaking stuff like the downspouts, and they're taking the toilet paper rolls and soaking them and then throwing them up, and they get stuck in the ceiling, and kid stuff, and a lot of graffiti on the picnic tables.
Yeah.
It's being addressed. Robert Christmas is buying a couple of game cameras that are live via cell service, notifications when people are there. Hopefully that will help. But it's been an ongoing concern and getting worse, unfortunately.
So maybe on the downspout this year, they could change that to schedule for field five.
Yeah.
Just kind of fabricate that, connect it to the code. Or something heavier duty than that sheet metal.
Yeah, steel.
And, so if they get it with a stick, it's gonna make a hit.
I don't know why they're doing it. They're doing it just to break things.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. Do we have a cost figure on how much damage or what it costs for staff to fix everything and remove stuff?
Not yet. Anything else on Diamond?
I know a family that's down there having birthday parties, so that's good, somebody's actually using it.
Good.
Drove by, I saw them out there with balloons and stuff, so.
Good.
That was good.
Yeah, the side note, notice the park reservations on, I feel like they're a little up this year. People are reserving stuff.
So Diamond View's a no fee park, isn't it?
I know this.
Yeah, can you reserve Diamond Park? I guess you probably could. huh?
I'd have to go look at the form. I don't have one here. It's a good question. If it is, it's real cheap.
So I don't think you have to reserve anything at Salmon Creek Water,
Yeah, I don't think so.
so I assume it would be similar to Salmon.
I think you're right, though. I think Diamond View is on that list of parks you can reserve for, like you said, not as much, like $100 or something, 50.
I think it's
maybe.
less than that.
Yeah,
'Cause I mean, the community center is only $80, which I was surprised by. Are we ready to talk about Tree City USA designation.
Ready?
What's our status on that? Heather was putting in an application, is that right?
I would have to go back and look at notes. I don't remember where it stood exactly.
Yeah, I expected Heather to be here, but guess not, so.
I'll shoot her an email and ask.
Maybe just push this back to the next meeting.
Parks budget. The budget was just released, the final version. It should be on our website now. I had to double check that, but I think it was posted a few hours ago. But I forgot to look at it.
Well, I don't think we got our 20,000 back from the year before, because last year we cut 20,000.
Right.
I don't think they gave that back to us. So we still have a lower parks budget, and I know my concern is that, the city's done a great job of kind of operating as usual, doing more with less. But we still have all these parks with $20,000 less to operate them. Community's not really seeing that, so I'm just concerned, if Public Works is spending more time in parks, really, means they're spending less time somewhere else than they're budgeted for. And, are we being fair to Public Works and all the work they have to do? Expecting them to continue to operate parks. Less money.
That is going to be an ongoing issue, unfortunately. I don't think I can open it up because I'd have to open up my email, which would, I think, close out soon.
Well, I think we can each take a look at it, but one of the comments that I would have on the budget is I really appreciate Councilor Whitney advocating for a parks budget, and it really does relate to the priorities in the strategic plan that the council chose a couple years ago, and it goes towards livability. And I think it's true that many of our citizens enjoy being outdoors and enjoying the parks. So it costs money, and if you want them to look nice, you can either pitch in and volunteer and do stuff, or, pay your staff to take care of them properly. And I know further down in the agenda, there are things that need replacement, repair, etc. And, we got to find that money somewhere. So I think the council needs to be educated perhaps about how much that costs.
I agree.
And don't get me started on fee waivers. You've heard it?
Yeah,
My lips are sealed.
Well, and Linda, this is kind of to your point. It's just a good thing that we have a few clubs and organizations here in town that are able to take care of things. Yeah, we'll get to that later as well.
All right. Okay, on to new business then. Amphitheater improvements. I noticed that myself over the past couple of events I've been associated with, like the mayor's aware of it too. It's like those curtains are just tattered beyond repair. At this point, a lot of the wood is rotting. Oh, yeah, it's been, the homeless population's broken into the power box multiple times because they want to charge their cell phones and stuff. So we've just
And
been,
then put storage areas.
yeah, the storage areas aren't even locked anymore. The ones inside the amphitheater, because they just broken into them so many times. Which seemed to help. There's nothing in there to steal anymore.
So what part of the Buddhist running is it because of how the roof was done? Because I know I had a long conversation with Rick once about how the structure was constructed and how the roof isn't large enough. It allows for a lot of rain to.
Does that, there's no metal trip edge along the base board. Water sheets down the siding. Significant dryer, was up there, significant dryer out around the base on the board.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
it's definitely on council's radar. Try to deal with this.
That was originally a Banner Bank kind of donation, right? To get the amphitheater going.
I believe so.
Long time ago.
Yeah, so I guess there would be a naming opportunity.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure what it's-
Oak Ridge Disc Golf Club Amphitheater.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
that might fly.
You guys are rich, huh? You got extra.
The nonprofit,
Yeah.
Come on, you can tell us.
Well, we're ordering more shirts.
Do you know if anybody's looked at that structurally and submitted any bids for repairing the wood rot?
We're just, I don't know if you can hear, we're discussing if anybody's bid on the project. Not to my knowledge, but I can ask Rick. See if you remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll ask.
you'll ask. Well,
I'll bug
see,
him.
yeah.
And
Bug
he's
him.
camping. I'm gonna fight him.
Okay, we're gonna ask Rick, because there may have been a previous bid contractor on fixing those issues.
or maybe they just said, no, we can't.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. I think it'll be salvageable. I mean, the whack is salvageable, which is what we're now hearing. And you'd think the amphitheater would be too. True.
I mean, just let everybody know, we are having an event out there this weekend. For concerts in the park at the amphitheater.
That's right. Saturday noon to 9.
Huh.
Be the concerts.
Blow it down.
And then one of our churches is having a barbecue open to the public Sunday. And then next Sunday they're having another service and then some baptisms in the river. They assure me it's going to be real safe.
Are you serious?
Yeah, old school.
Wow.
Not right there where the rapids are. They'll be
Wow.
by the footbridge where it pools.
Pretty deep.
Is that- it's in the wax? The good stuff is-
No,
No, didn't-
no, this is the. Sorry, my mind is just blank. Right here on First Street.
More by the school.
Yeah, pretty sure.
That's the Methodist church.
Pretty sure. Yeah, well, it's getting used. But yeah, we'll see about bids. Were there any other issues with the amphitheater that were besides the curtains and the dry rot? Break-ins?
That pretty much covers it. What's left? Roller skating on the deck? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Public works,
Mountain bikers.
power wash.
Doing tricks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was there 2 nights ago. No, what, Saturday night with black spray paint spraying over the Manson graffiti that was still there on the backdrop, the sliding door, which I didn't think that would be great to have a church service and in the background it says Manson. So, yeah, I was doing some graffiti myself, just black on black.
Thanks for doing that.
No
That's gotta be
problem.
an improvement.
Yeah, it's been around too long.
Yeah,
That Manson kid really got around.
yeah, over 100 taggings.
I heard that was part of his community service was to remove all of his tags though,
But how can you remember all 100?
right?
Now, that one maybe got missed because it's that sliding door, and if it's open, you don't see it. It's only when it's shut.
I scrubbed the one off the ODOT sign, that says, put your chains on.
Gotcha. Yeah, remember that one. Yep. Yep.
Manson, put your chains on.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got to find some humor somewhere, huh, Jason?
Oh, it's funny. I mean, I'm still trying to get over this baptism thing. I think it's pretty good too.
You're gonna have to check it out. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. Okay, so we'll look into that. Committee openings, obviously there is an opening since I have left. But I want you guys to know we are like the most successful committee. I think we have 3, possibly 4 that don't have quorum at all, haven't been able to meet. So we're gonna do a big drive to recruit people to join committees.
Good.
Well,
Yeah,
the reason this committee is
That will be good.
because of
yeah,
all these people.
yep. Yep. So yeah, if you all could join all of the other committees, that'd be great.
No, thanks. This is the fun
Oh,
committee.
man.
Always has been.
No.
We have the best counselor. We have everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is- this is
I
pretty-
wish I was the best, but I'm not. But I try. I try to do a good job. I just stay out of your guys' way because you guys know what you're doing, and I figure that was my job to just support you and not tell you what to do,
I am gonna ask something of every committee. What I'm trying to do is post all the meetings through the end of the year, so we don't run into the issue we did last week where I didn't post it 24 hours in advance. Is number one, to get the meeting set, which we've done, but also I'd like to get a contact email that I could put on every posting, and it's gonna be the city councilor in charge unless the committee decides otherwise. They want to have chairperson or coordinator or whatever you want to call it. You're okay with that? Okay, Bobby's okay with being the contact person. That way, just if people have questions, they can directly. Is there anything different that we want to change the postings from previous postings at all? Good, okay. And I think my position was technically the one outside city limits, because I technically live outside Oak Ridge city limits. So if you know people that want to apply, they don't have to live in the city to take the open position.
Okay.
I see I put Banner Park update in new business and old business. So we'll skip that, move on to the refurbish. Oh, Leo's trying to get in. Let's get Leo in here. Leo, hopefully you weren't waiting too long. For some reason, it doesn't ding when people want to come in. It just there. Leo, are you in? We'll assume he's in.
Just that little option one down at the bottom.
That one? Oh, shit. Okay.
We are recording.
Oh, well,
All right, RCA's, you know,
F word, so
caller.
we're okay.
yeah.
But you got the tape so you can erase it.
That's right. Okay, so we're on the refurbishment of the Lost Wagon Train sign. Anybody have an update on that?
Yeah, I was supposed to do something about that. I tried to find Steve right after the last meeting. And for some reason, I couldn't find him that day or whenever I tried. And got busy with other stuff. So I really haven't done anything. But Linda ran into him one day, a couple weeks ago, and she's got his contact info. So unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town for a while on vacation, so I'm not going to be able to follow what he's doing or anything like that. So I guess it'd be better if somebody else could kind of follow up on that.
Bobby, did you say you know the guy, Steve? Isn't that his name, Steve?
Yeah,
His last name, Nash.
Is it Nash?
David.
Steve David.
Steve David,
No,
the
I-
guy with 2 first names.
Right.
Is that the guy who has the shop down by Rascal?
Does he have a shop by
Yeah.
rack?
It's his, no, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but it's the guy that used to have the white auto shop next to the Aristocrat. It's his brother.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know him. I've met the brother and his mom a couple of times at the gallery, Dolores. David, but I haven't-
You wanna follow up, Kevin, or
Sure, he can send me the info.
I will, I'll send you the phone number.
He approached us with the idea, right? If I recall correctly.
Yeah, he offered to go refurbish the sign for nothing, and seems to have the credentials to do that kind of work.
All right, Kevin, thanks for doing that.
Okay, let's get to the MOU on the with Disc Golf Club.
All right. Well, we do have an MOU with the city. The Oak Ridge Disc Golf Club does, drawn up by the prior administrator, and it's just basically states that the club will pretty much take care of the park with the help of the city where it can. And I think it was agreed to like weed abatement maybe twice a year or something from the city. This year is particularly tough, and we talked about that earlier about how this year is just weeds are just exploding. The vegetation is just nuts. It's finally slowing down. It's finally starting to burn out, which I'm thankful for. But because we've been doing all this weed abatement, we did it today. We mowed it all today. We're good. 100%. You can tell Robert James that we don't need any help right now. And I can tell him myself as well. But I guess what it comes down to is, fuel is really expensive right now. The economy's not the greatest, and our club's doing what we can, and we're doing pretty good, honestly. So we can handle this stuff, right? But one thing, and I know Bobby, you're here, but one thing I would like to do as the president of the Oak Ridge Disc Golf Club, and if we're going to take care of the park 100% the way we've been doing it, which is fine, we can do that. But when it comes to, I guess, renting the park out for the day for a tournament, it'd be really nice to either get not necessarily a fee waiver, because that's just, that is not the best speak right there, but maybe a discount in a fee for renting the park. And hey, don't get me wrong, the city's very generous by allowing us to do what we do, which is 100% awesome. Thank you so much. But yeah, we have basically been taking care of the park more than just the disc golf course. We've been just like mowing everything and making sure it doesn't get to the point where it's almost unusable for every user. So, the Old Mill Park is a very special place. It's a historical place, and a lot of people go there to run their dogs and just walk and enjoy it. It's a beautiful park. So we're keeping it beautiful, the Oak Ridge Disc Golf Club, and we will continue to do so. But like I said, maybe when it comes down to renting the park out, maybe a little discount would be great. And that's about all I got to say about that.
So Jason, are you submitting for RTMP funds?
We did for a tournament that we're having. It was the Middle Fork Open. We're having in October.
I think that maintenance costs that you're incurring would qualify as more or less advertising for RTMP.
Yeah, the beautification and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you got a point there as well, Kevin.
So are you
And then-
suggesting, amending the MOU to make discount?
What's that?
Are you-
She's asking if you're suggesting you want to revise the MOU to codify that discount permanently, or are you thinking more of on an ad hoc basis?
We could. We've hired. We've basically out-of-pocket expenses for our club have been pretty significant this year. We hired somebody to actually mow it about a month ago, and that was a couple $100. And like I said, our fuel and stuff. So yeah, it would be. I don't know. That could be something we could meet separately at. The RTMP is a good idea as well. Maybe a combination of the two. Maybe the MOU does need to be revisited.
It might be worth doing that if you can provide a list of expenses that will really help us.
Yeah. Yep. We have receipts and everything, so definitely can. And but yeah, that would be more of a. I don't know, James. Me and you sitting down or something, maybe with a few other people, and just revising that MOU as well.
Yeah, and I think council would be
Yeah, council.
open to that. I would suggest making sure you added some at least estimated numbers.
Yes.
I see Linda's got her hand up.
Yeah, I'm just asking us kind of carefully, like, what's the relationship between the OIP budget and that parcel? It was kind of knocked off as parkland, but it's a mitigation area. So there's still kind of a close relationship, and I wonder if there couldn't be some funding that allows for the upkeep and stuff like that.
Well, that's what Robert was trying to tell me, because I asked him about this today. He's like, yeah, we take care of the mitigation area like 2 to 3 times a year.
Yep, and that's what, yep, 2 to 3 times a year. It hasn't happened once this year.
That's probably why you couldn't tell me offhand when the last time it was addressed.
Yep. And hey, I'm not trying to throw anybody on the bus or anything. I'm just saying what it is. And I know their mower is on and off again a little bit. Last time they did it, I felt horrible because he just sent a bunch of guys down there with weed whackers. And they whacked. It was like, wow. I mean, they spent all day like just whacking down big tall grass and stuff like that. And that was last year, but because their mower was broke again.
Right.
And I don't know, is it still broke?
No, we just bought a new one
Oh,
because it finally totally gave out. Well,
and one other thing, James, about this. So last time I talked to Robert about this and stuff, and he has concerns just because it is a very rough area. Like, there's a lot of rock and stuff like that, and he just does not want to send a mower down there to mow with all that rock. So what we've been doing is we've been removing all the rock and rebar and whatever else we find while we're mowing and whacking and putting it, getting it out of the way. So you got these big swaths that you can just mow and not worry about anything.
got it.
So let him know that as well. Like, the club has been really managing the area in terms of like getting like just all the stuff out of the way that could potentially destroy a motor blade or whatever. So because we've learned, we've been there.
Just seems like if you are able to access some OIP money, just simply hire a contractor. And Jason, you guys have been doing it a couple of years, and when the critical points are. You just look at the
Yep.
rain gauge and say, it's going to be April, May, June, and that's when you need the extra power. And you guys fine tune and keep up all your equipment and do other stuff.
Yep.
Keep the course playable. So I would be in favor of pulling in a contractor. If you can access that OIP money, it takes the pressure off Public Works. They got plenty to do too. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, and there's already a contractor that would be willing, that I know of. They did it last time.
Right.
And
They're doing the office building.
yeah. So now we have 2 courses. And so it is gotten a little crazy. Good thing MBO happened. That's really.
Jason, I mean, out of the OIP, there's already a landscape contractor mowing the area around the office building.
Gotcha.
That's contracted?
Yeah, I've been there when they.
And then the other thing is, this year we were going to have bus fare and they were going to camp in there and stuff like that. So they were going to have both an impact and it needed to be prepped if you're driving vehicles over dry grass. So, there's all kinds of things going on that I think lead us to taking the pressure off those that have already invested a huge amount in this and utilize some funds.
Yeah, because it is a total fire hazard for sure when that stuff gets tall.
Jason, ideally, when would you like the next city mow to occur?
Honestly, we're entering the dry period now, and we whacked it all down. I think we're probably good for the season. Maybe in August, but I just don't even see that really. We're pretty good. Yeah, we kind of took care of it. So,
But it sounds like they owe you, and it is in the MOU. So,
well, it would be nice, but I'll just keep trying. I don't know. Robert's usually pretty responsive. Last time he wasn't, so I don't know. I think he might have been busy or something. So, and I hate to, call on his boss, you, and be like, "Hey, James, Robert's not communicating." But yeah, it's I don't know, like we felt, I think, like I said, big dry spell. There's no rain in the forecast, but which is not the greatest either, but yeah, I have a feeling that we're gonna be pretty good from here on out. Next year, though. Next year.
Yeah, and I know, just to acknowledge Public Works, they do not have the temps they used to have.
Right, yeah, there's still I think two unfilled temporary positions in Public Works that just nobody's applying for.
Oh, yeah, I just know, I know they're shorthanded. I know equipment breaks. I know all that, so I've been really just trying to handle it on our own, and we have done it. But it's taken a lot of volunteerism. I mean, hundreds of hours of volunteerism to do this, which is fine. That's what we do. It's honestly, we are super gracious, and our gratitude is like, it's that we have this place, so that's really first and foremost. But we just need to help once in a while. But right now, I think we're good.
When's the next tournament?
Not until October 1st. So not for quite some time.
Okay, but yes, certainly we can look at the MOU again. We can do that at some point.
Yeah, maybe a little revisitation of the MOU, getting maybe a contractor or or TMP or whatever. Yeah, something built into that.
Right, so I think that finishes the agenda. But Leo, did you have anything that you wanted to add on some of the older business items that we missed? Maybe not. Well, if you do, Leo, have something you want to chime in on, probably got about 90 seconds. Next meeting, August 8th at 5:30. And again, I put them all on here through the end of the year. If we decide, if you guys decide to cancel one, that's fine. They're all posted now, so we won't have any issues with not posting in time.
Thanks for getting that organized, James.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Thank you.
Cool. Well, if that's all. Yeah, I encourage you all to go enjoy some parks. I'm gonna check out the garden.
I can actually enjoy it instead of mow. It's awesome. Enough with grass seed already. God, or every other kind of seed. That's the thing. You get to know what grows out here and stuff like that, and what kind of nasty seeds they have. Taking care of stuff all the time. I don't know what kind of stuff I got on me today. It was crazy. All right, everybody. I digress.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
bye-bye.
All right, bye, everyone.
Thanks.